serves parts of east central Missouri and southwest.
Good afternoon, YouTube. Getting ready to hit the road again here.
Mostly cloudy with a chance of showers and
Check out this weather forecast real quick.
Steady temperature around 80. South winds around 5 miles per hour. Chance of rain 40%. Tonight, mostly cloudy. A chance of showers and thunderstorms, mainly in the evening. Patchy fog after midnight. Northeast winds.
All right, let me get this text-to-speech figured out here. All right, I think we're hooked up with the text-to-speech. Good afternoon. Getting ready to get back on the road here. Getting towards the end of my shift right now. Just outside of St. Louis on the Illinois side, Interstate 64. Going to be heading west here. Let me get a couple things fixed up here real quick. All right, let's hit the road. Oh, you know what? I can't yet. I have to figure out how I'm going to get through St. Louis. There's all kinds of crashes going on right now. Let me figure out which route I want to take here. Directions. Ooh, that's not really the way I want to go. Boy, oh boy. Quarter one. What is that? Ooh, man, there are some crashes in St. Louis right now. This is not going to be fun. What the heck? It's not even rush hour there yet. All right, hang on a second here. I pulled off to grab a quick cup of coffee here, and all hell broke loose on the St. Louis highways here. Just even more in the last 10 minutes. So, wow, 64 is a mess. Well, decisions. I don't think I have any good decisions available to me right now. Got to head up to Hannibal, Missouri. I'm about 24 miles from the state line. I'm in Illinois right now. Man, my goodness. Well, let's just figure to be determined for the routing. I'm gonna have to make a decision when I get down. Hey, for just joining in, my name's Johnny Dangerously, truck driver in the United States. Been driving for about 20 years right now. This guy go, even though he had the yield. Don't want to hold people up longer than necessary. Take me forever to get up to speed here.
17 miles ahead. Take exit 7 to I-255 north.
Well, as I was saying, over-the-road truck driver, been driving almost 20 years. Just started a new job last week, so far, I guess so good. It's kind of a rough onboarding process, so I think it's going to be pretty good here, though. I'm hopeful, anyways. So if you haven't already, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. I do come on here 3 to 4 times a week, at least, more if I can. Kind of hard to give much of a heads up when I could come on here. It's kind of a spur of the moment, depending on where I'm at in my day, what routes I'm running, so on and so forth. So if you hit the subscribe button, you should get an alert when I do go live. Do have a text-to-speech program, so if it is functioning properly, it will verbalize everyone's comments, play them through my truck speakers, so I can communicate with y'all as I'm going down the highway here. I do put a lot of other short videos and long videos up as interesting stuff happens out here. Got a few from earlier today. Got some rain coming in at some point here. Seems like that's all I do anymore is drive in the rain. Is that Route 4? Oh, that's one of my ways to go around. Well, let's try to go through downtown. I'm going to regret not getting off at this exit, though, I'm pretty sure. But we can find out together. So the navigation that is on the ELD tablet, which is my electronic logging device, does have active traffic on the navigation, so I just see more and more red accident signals popping up all over this map right now. Looks like there's 3 of them directly in my path. And it's taking me up around 270. So I'm probably just going to stay through downtown, which is more interesting sightseeing anyways. Get to see the arch. Should have a pretty clear view of that if I go through downtown. Right lane closed, 2.5 miles ahead. Oh, goodness. Stay in your lane, buddy. No signal. What a piece of shit. Comes into my lane, almost hits me. So my day started about...
Roger says what type of truck?
Hey, Lane. I have a 2025 Freightliner Cascadia. Pretty much stock and bare bones. Got no air suspension gauge, no trailer handbrake, and it's bare bones minimum fleet truck essentially. So
Lane Rodder says, oh really, where are you going now?
I am on my way to Hannibal, Missouri right now. I'm in Illinois. I'm just outside of St. Louis right now. I'm going to be going through St. Louis maybe in 15 minutes or so here. We're technically St. Louis Metro right now. And then got to go 100 miles down the road to Iowa for something. I'm not quite sure what they're having me do there yet. And then
JH101T says hi. JH101T says hi.
Hi, JH. Welcome to the live stream. Yeah, so hoping to get out west after this. We'll see. Man, 45 speed limit here. See if I can make it out west right out of the gate here or not. So I have not been out that way in so long.
101T says, how are you doing?
I'm good, man. Just trucking along here, trying to figure out the best way to get through St. Louis. I was looking at the traffic map right before I started, or right when I started the live stream, and there's just accidents, crashes, and backups pretty much every which way. So doing good right now. Probably won't be in 10 minutes. So how are you doing today? Where are you at? Well, guess we're going to lose the right lane after all here. Yeah, so 19 miles from St. Louis. Looks like we're probably 10 miles or so from the first of the 3 accidents that are showing up on my navigation map here. 2 of them are on the 270, so I can
JH101
avoid that.
says, I'm at my house and I'm good.
Where's your house at? Are you in the United States? Outside of the country? Glad to hear you're good, by the way.
JH101T says, I'm in Decatur.
Cool. So you're in the U.S. Good deal. Not sure which state you're in because there's Decaturs everywhere, but you all wrapped up with work for the day?
There was last week. Joey does not have Facebook anymore.
What? What happened with the Facebook for Joey?
JH101T says Georgia.
Oh, okay, cool. Yep, I love driving in Georgia. Not so much Atlanta, but
7 slow down within the next 5 miles. Please use caution.
well, that's probably that accident that's up here blocking stuff up. Oh, I probably should have got off on that Route 4 there. Oh, it looks like there's another backup with whatever.
Lane Rotter says, well, the other day, he got a comment on Facebook about a podcast. Well, that was just a scam. Well, as of last week it got taken down.
So, I'm a little confused. So Facebook took his page down again. Yeah, Jace, I've been down in Georgia a lot the first half of this year so far.
JH101T says, did you go to the World Cup last time?
I did not, so yeah, I don't get much time to check out like major sporting events when I'm out here and stuff. Plus, the prices, I guess, were pretty crazy on them.
Facebook told it down.
Wow, that's insane. He's had so many issues with Facebook. That's just crazy. But yeah, the previous job I was at, I quit back in, it was like right after the 4th of July. You know, they knew I was quitting before the 4th and turned the truck in on, I think, July the 6th.
He says, which team do you support?
Yeah, I'm not a super huge soccer fan, but I mean, of course, I gotta go with the U.S. team, and then in the States, the Columbus Crew for sure. But still, if somebody would have given me like a World Cup ticket, I definitely would have went. I don't think I would pay a couple $1,000s for a ticket to go to the World Cup there, but it was pretty exciting to have it in the U.S. and Canada and stuff this go around.
JH101T says there's somebody that gives out World Cup tickets.
Yep, that'd have been cool. I probably wouldn't be where they're at. They're probably more in downtown area handing stuff out or something like that. But I do have a couple friends that did. One was he lives out in Los Angeles, so I think he went to one of the matches out there. I'm not sure which game he saw, but I know he spent some money on it though. Well, traffic's pretty backed up on the other side of the highway right now. Oh, looks like maybe it's... Nope, there's a bunch of red. Hopefully they about got it cleaned up, whatever it was. It's been there for at least a half an hour.
JH101T says I'm sub to you.
Oh, thanks, Jay. Appreciate it. What team do you follow?
JH101T says Portugal and US.
Oh, cool. Well, here's the slowdown coming up here. So I usually put my four-ways on when we're coming to a stop like this. Let traffic behind me know, especially get the other semi-truck's attention out here. So if you're in a car and you're on the highway and it's coming to a stop,
JH101
put your four-ways on.
Says also Spain.
So what do you think about them trying to sell 20% of the World Cup and that whole fiasco. And how everybody kind of boycotted.
2 miles ahead, take exit 7 to I-255 north.
All right, so I'm gonna have to figure what direction I want to go here. Not sure where the accident is at up here. Let me get on the CB, see if we can find out. Hey, what's going on up here? What's the holdup? Is this an accident or construction? Looking like an accident.
JH101T says I wake up in the night to go to school.
Cool. What do you go to school for?
JH101T says to learn.
Well, I would hope so. What are you learning? Well, I didn't get any,
JH101T says math and reading.
Oh, good deal. I love math. Probably not your kind of math. I like simple, just under algebra kind of math, not physics or complicated trigonometry math. Well, I didn't get any response back on the CB at what's going on up here.
101T says, and I'm in 3rd grade.
Oh, I thought you were in college or something, so. Well, that is my kind of math. Up to about 7th or 8th grade level is probably where my math skills start dropping off. Yeah, that's the CB gonna go crazy now because yeah, all the truckers are probably bored, so they're gonna jump on the radio and oh, so we have to exit at 255.
We had all 3 lanes blocked yesterday. There's people out for the well.
All right, well,
JH101T says, what kind of truck are you driving?
I'm driving a Freightliner Cascadia sleeper truck. So I drive over the road. I just started this job last week, and I'll be going all 48 states. So I run kind of random. I call it running wild, not knowing where I'm going to be going day in and day out. So that's the way I like it. So I wonder if they got, this is just construction down here, and they got Interstate 64 closed, 2 left lanes closed, half a mile. They're forcing everybody out on Interstate 55.
JH101T says, do you stream at your house?
Not so much. I don't have much of a following on here yet. I'm trying to get it built up. So, you know, if I get to the point where I got thousands and thousands of followers and I would get an audience, you know, it's something I would consider doing in the future. So, but for now, I just like to kind of come on here, chat with people from not just all over the U.S., but all over the world. I was chatting with another driver in Nairobi, Kenya yesterday. So it is like so much fun to share what I do and meet and chat and just kick back and share it with the whole world. So third grade, huh? You said you wake up in the night to go to school. You don't go to school at night, do you? All right, if you're just joining in, my name's Johnny Dangerously. I'm an over-the-road truck driver in the United States. Been driving for almost 20 years now. Absolutely love what I do. Currently just outside of St. Louis on the Illinois side, Interstate 64. Heading westbound in some major delays here. Have not been able to determine if it's construction or traffic, but apparently Interstate 64 is completely shut down here. So I'm going to take Interstate 255.
He says that.
Hello again. But if you're just joining in, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. I do try to come on, do a live stream 3-4 times a week, sometimes more, whenever I don't really, not able to give much of a heads up before I jump on here. So just getting started, new job. So
JH101T says hit that subscribe button everybody that's watching to this channel.
Thanks, Jay. Appreciate it. Man, I still got 1.5 miles to get to this Interstate 250. I knew I should have took that Route 4 up. Oh, what I got? More. I've still got the same 3 accident markers. Well, there's a 4th one now. All on that Interstate 70. That's not gonna go well for me. I'm literally 130 miles away from my final destination. That should take me about 2 hours, maybe 2 hours and 5 minutes. Oh, and it could end up taking me 4 or 5 hours, so, which is not ideal by the mile, which is how I get paid, so.
JH101T says my brother, hi, his name is Kay.
Ticked off with the slowdown right here.
JH1T says you enter your screen.
We'd be not the hero we deserve.
I don't know, not sure. Okay. Enter my screen. Wow, what a mess this route is. This was not that good of a trip either.
JH101T says it's lagging.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm not sure when it starts getting a little choppy or whatever, so not sure if it's got to do with the phones all jammed up in the little area here. Literally 9 miles from St. Louis, so you'd think I'd have a pretty good signal right now, but
1 mile ahead, take exit 7 to I-255 north.
Wow, so it does look like they have Interstate 64 completely shut down right now.
JH101T.
All right, well, definitely having some connection issues there. Saw the big circle thing going around saying reconnecting. Hopefully, this thing will get itself sorted out. That's pretty frustrating. I pay a lot of money to have this unlimited data to be able to do this, and then it doesn't work off, so. All right, not sure. You can see the arch way off in the distance there. Unfortunately, that's about the closest we're going to get to it because we're going to have to exit the highway here. Let me see if I can find out what's going on here. So they got this closed for construction, or is there an accident or something?
Usually there about a mile and a half ahead of you, but they got the whole thing shut down because they're doing the whole bridge in one time.
Ah, geez, oh man. How long are they going to have it shut for? A couple months? Yeah, sounds like a couple of weeks, he said. 10-4, I appreciate it. Well, kind of similar to what they were doing in Louisville. They had Interstate 65 completely shut down there for June and July. Just reopened. I don't even think they opened up for it even. So I wonder if it's the same crew out here doing this stuff. Wow, what a nightmare.
Hey, man. 1, 2, 3.
There are so many crashes along my route. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is going to be miserable. And then we're going to have all the extra traffic on the
3 miles ahead.
outer loops here because of this highway being completely shut down. Oh. I hate when they shut entire freaking interstates down for extended periods. It's like, yeah, let's make it more convenient for the work crews and construction engineers at the expense of a couple 100,000 people every day. I mean, get the fuck out of here, man. Ridiculous. Well, maybe you can see the arch a little bit after we go under this bridge here for about 2.5 seconds.
Keep right.
All right, we're going to stay 255 north. And then we'll almost immediately be dealing with another crash, it looks like. So.
Never.
There's the arch straight ahead. You can see the top of it.
JH101T says on. JH101T says no.
All right, hopefully once I switch highways here, can get better reception, better signal here. Gonna have to figure out some way to get around St. Louis here.
JH101T says my brother cannot watch your stream.
Why not?
Miles ahead, take exit 30 to I-270 west.
All right. Hopefully they got some of these accidents cleaned up. I mean, if they did, though, they probably wouldn't be being flagged on my map right now. But see what happens. That's all we can do at this point. So I do have forward-facing radar, so I can see how fast the traffic in front of me is going. And the guy in front of me is going 63, 64, 62, and 61. Going the wrong way, pal. Alright. Well, probably not going to do much good to start passing everybody because there's nothing but long lines of traffic in the right two lanes for as far as the eye can see past this guy that's in front of me. Well, lost probably a good 15 minutes there, I think. Now it's 3 o'clock. And by the time I get bent around on 270 here, I'll probably be close to 3:30, and rush hour is going to start firing up. So we already got 2 more accidents on 270 I'll have to deal with up here, so I'll probably end up being more than that even by the time I get up here. All right, let's change lanes now. Well, road construction next 7 miles. Not sure what the speed limit is here. I thought it was 65, but now I'm thinking maybe it's not. Hey, oh, I'm gonna miss the date. What's it closed from? Ah, I missed it. They had the Interstate 64 closure dates on the sign from 8/14, and then I didn't see the end date on it. Well, I could go that way. I'm not sure. Probably best to avoid the downtown area at this point. All right, currently heading Interstate 255 north in Illinois, St. Louis metro area. It's going to run through downtown St. Louis, but Interstate 64 was completely closed for construction. So we're going to come up here to 270, take it across the top side around St. Louis. We're looking for US Route 61 off of Interstate 70. So 270 to 70 to US 61. Heading to Hannibal, Missouri. Oh, man. Well, their little lane marker, little tags came off the highway there. It's got to be pain in the butt at night when you got a bunch of drunk drivers out here. All right, we can get back in the right lane now.
99P says, look, I saw Bigfoot on the right side.
I missed him. Damn it. I was too busy trying to figure out what lane I was in without any lane markings here for the most part. All right, 3 miles till 270.
J01T says, can you please give me a shout out?
Sure, Jay. I don't know if the text-to-speech is pronouncing it right, but shout out to JH1ski. What's up, bro? Checking out the live stream. And thanks for subscribing. All right, now these cars want to go all slow.
JH101T says JH101T says WW. JH101T says WW. JH101T says W. JH101T says WW. JH101T says WW. JH101T says WW. JH101T says W. JH101T says W means good.
2 miles ahead. Take exit 30 to
JH101T says
I-270 west.
stream.
Well, there was Illinois State Police zooming past in the far left lane there. All right, here we go, 270. I wonder what kind of nightmare this is going to be. Oh, man. Getting close to the end of my day, thank goodness. I'm getting worn out for today. All right, we're going to get over and get a car on
1
the
mile ahead.
right shoulder
Take
here.
exit 30 to I-270 west.
Well, everybody's going to hit the brakes now. Yeah, looks like maybe a flat tire they're working on up here or something. Or a toe. But we're going to exit here. Behind this slow car, apparently.
0.3 miles ahead. Take exit 30 to I-270 west. Take exit 30 to I-270 west. 0.3 miles ahead. Keep left. Keep left.
All right, well, looking ahead, looking pretty decent so far. Everything's moving regular highway speeds. Let me see where these red flags are at on the map here.
Miles ahead. Take exit 20AB to exit 28 I-70E, St. Louis.
Man, I remember picking up at some of these warehouses off of this exit many times in the past. Oh, only one red. Oh, no, there's two red things on the map now. Right by each other, though. How far is that up? It's right across a bridge, so probably 3 or 4 miles up. Looks like we're going to have a slowdown here. Oh, car, you're going to have to hit your gas or eat some grass. Or hit your brakes. There you go. 55 speed limit ahead. I wonder if there's just more construction up here, and this is not an accident, but it looks like accidents up here. .55 speed limit. Got to slow down. Oh, man, oh, man. Bumpy roads are knocking everything around in my truck here. All right, where's this bridge at? All right, another couple miles, and we're going to be hitting the red stuff on my map here. All right, so after we go across this big bridge up here, let's see if we run into any slowdowns. Looks like there was some accidents up here. Not sure if they're still there or not. Got some construction up here. Well, sorry we didn't get to go through downtown St. Louis. It's kind of a neat little drive through there. You get to see the Busch Stadium baseball field, cool bridges across the Mississippi there. But I had the interstate that was on closed for construction, so 45 speed limit up here. Well, there doesn't seem to be anything backed up yet. Why is this guy going so slow? So I got some cool video earlier. We were going into a construction zone when I was in Indiana. And the left lane was closing. I was going 60 and a 55 construction speed limit. A flatbed semi truck was coming around me on the left right as the lane was closing. And then as he got over, I look in my mirror and I see a state cop with his lights on barreling down. So I got in the exit lane, slowed down, let the state cop go past. And I couldn't tell if he was trying to pull that flatbed semi truck over or if he was just trying to get past them, but it went on for a good few minutes, and then it was clear that the cop was trying to pull the flatbed driver over, and I can't imagine he got out of that ticket. You know, had a cop behind him for at least 3 minutes trying to pull him over, and he didn't pull over, so he was probably pretty ticked off. So there's a separate points system for truck drivers called a CSA score. So if you get a ticket and a speeding ticket in a construction zone, you get hammered with some points on that. And whatever company you work for, safety department ain't gonna like that too much. He could have been an owner operator though. Maybe it won't really affect them, but it's interesting the way they tabulate companies, big companies, safety scores. If you're an owner operator and have your own authority, you have your own safety rating in the FMCSA. And now brokers, from a recent Supreme Court decision, can be held liable for hiring unsafe companies and unsafe drivers to pick up and deliver the freight that they're brokering. They're not even like, you know, the shipper or the receiver. They're just a middleman hooking up a shipper with drivers, and now if they hire an unsafe driver, the broker can get sued as well. So it's pretty much a game changer for one truck operations and stuff like that. If you don't have a good safety rating, you're pretty much blackballed, period, at this point. So all right, maybe we can get back up into a 55 mile an hour speed limit, 65 mile an hour speed limit maybe. Still got about 13 miles till we get on Interstate 70, so we'll be on this 270 for a little while longer. Gonna try to hang out with you guys on here for another 45 minutes to an hour or so. I usually try to come on for about 2 hours, give or take, at a time. All right, we got to. I don't think we got the higher speed limit yet. Here we go. We're gonna have a 60-mile-an-hour speed limit coming up here. Oh, big bump. Oh. All right, let's hit the gas. Hit the throttle valve. All right, well, there was no delays where it was showing a delay on my navigation map, so apparently it's not very accurate. Mile marker 3, all right. Missouri 367, that's coming up here, so. Downshift. Well, looking a little overcast right now. We're calling for some rain in the forecast. I think it's a little more west and north of where I'm at, but who knows? These weather maps are so inaccurate with the weather radar anymore. I literally have no idea.
JH101T says if you play soccer, then you can be 1 million x 15.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Well, moving through here a little quicker than I had figured I would. I have not come across any slowdowns for accidents yet. And I'm past all the red marks, accident marks on the navigation map, so. I thought I was going to end up losing a couple hours coming along this route. I'm the pessimistic optimist, what can I say?
JH101T says, when are you gonna make a gaming channel?
A gaming channel? Not on my, not really on my list of things to do. I couldn't even tell you the last game I played was, when it was, what it was. I mean, besides poker. I mean, I played poker, but I think you're talking more like PlayStation and Xbox stuff, gaming. Super Mario Kart, maybe?
JH10.
So once we get on Interstate 70 in a few miles here, going to be dealing with some pretty big hills. I am pretty heavy right now, about 76,000 total max gross weight right now, so we'll pull some of these hills pretty slow. Got about 4 miles till we get on 70. And if you're just joining in, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. I do come on 3 or 4 times a week, usually at least, doing some live streams. I do post a lot of other short videos and long videos up as well. I'm going to slow down so this guy can get up in front of me, change lanes here. Apparently he did not. I want to change lanes. He might be getting off the highway here. There was a day cab truck, so he's a go home every day guy. Got a convertible coming up around me on the left here. It's raining a little bit out right now. Top down and everything there. Why not? Well, got some brake lights coming up ahead here. Two miles till exit the I-70. That might have something to do with the brake lights here. I'm probably going to need over one more lane. I'm going to stick in this one for another minute or so. Alright, well, another 5 seconds. Well, that car's getting over now. Not sure why they hit the brakes that hard, because it was completely unnecessary. I mean, if I wasn't paying attention, they would have just got rear-ended and severely injured, if not worse.
I-70E, St. Louis. Miles ahead, take exit 20AB to exit 28 I-70E, St. Louis. Take exit 20AB to exit 28 I-70E, St. Louis.
Oh shit, seriously? One freaking lane?
Keep left towards exit 28.
Well, what is going on here?
0.8 miles ahead, keep right towards exit 20B.
Well, this guy's probably gonna need over here. Welcome, buddy, welcome. Well, look at this guy. That's a risky move there. Most people, well, look, this car is zooming up behind him. At least he looked before he went. Most people would have just took that lane and probably gotten plowed there, but nah, it's still not a brave move. That's a cattle hauler, bull hauler in front of me here, and man, them guys. Whew. They run pretty hard. That's a tough gig right there. Like modern day cowboy, really, if you think about it. They don't really have to go by hours of service. You know, when they have cattle on board, those cattle have to be on their feet, so they can only be on a trailer for so long. So I don't think there's any 10-hour break when you're driving one of those things. If you got to drive 20 hours to make it to where you're going, you hammer down the whole way there. They get a lot of leeway on speeding and everything too, so it's kind of interesting, but definitely not a job I want to do at any point. But mad respect for those guys. They bust their ass. Not sure why there's only one lane for each direction on 70 here on this exit. It's shitty design. It is 3:43 p.m. Central Daylight Time in St. Louis right now. So everybody's getting off work. The highways are charging up and getting in my way. Yeah, not sure why these trucks are waiting the last second to get over, but let them in.
0.3 miles ahead, keep right towards exit 20B.
Well, if you're just joining in right now, currently the St. Louis metro area, exiting 270 onto Interstate 70 westbound on the northwest side of St. Louis right now. I'm going to take Interstate 70 over to US Route 61. I'm on my way to Hannibal, Missouri, which I think is where Mark Twain grew up. Yeah, I think the adventures of Huckleberry Finn take place in near the Hannibal, Missouri area.
Keep right towards exit 20B.
I have a Mark Twain casino down there. Never been there before. One of these days, maybe. Wonder if they got poker there. I don't really like to do anything except play cards, play poker, so try to stay away from the blackjack. Every once in a while, play some blackjack, some roulette. But poker's my game. All right, finally through that backup, probably just to run into another backup.
.6 miles ahead, take exit 210B to US 61 North.
Got some casinos here in St. Louis. Been to the Ameristar. And what was the other one? I want to say it was a Lumiere. Been there a bunch. Might have even been to a Hollywood here. I can't remember. Fun times in St. Louis. Had a lot of fun times in Kansas City. Haven't been to Kansas City in oh my goodness, 10 years I think. Hopefully I'll make it back there sometime soon. Not a big fan of Hollywood casinos overall. Most of them are very poorly and shittily run, but they have one, or at least I don't even know if it's still there. They had one at the Kansas Speedway, and that's literally the only Hollywood casino that is really worth a shit. So all right, gonna be crossing a big bridge here. And if I remember the last time I was here, it was about the same time, and I got all jammed up and everything. We're gonna need over to, I think, maybe not. Yeah, there's the Ameristar Casino off to the right there. Ameristars are pretty cool. Always liked the one in Kansas City. Oh. Yep, there it is off to the right there. Fun times, fun times. Think that was the one where I parked underneath the bridge. You get off the highway here and you park your truck and trailer under the bridge. Pretty shady, pretty shady. All right, down to 24 miles an hour now. Let's see, I've lost, probably lost a good 30 minutes so far. Maybe 25-ish or so. St. Charles, I've made some pickups and deliveries around here. Queensgate, I'm in St. Louis. Metro area right now. Trying to get the heck out of here before rush hour fires up anymore. I was just down, well, I wasn't near Owensboro earlier, but I went through Henderson, Kentucky, up to Evansville. Oh, goodness. Come on, let's pick up the speed, people. Guy in front of me going 52 miles an hour. I'm going to have to do something about that right now. I think I passed this guy earlier. UFC. I think he might have been down in Evansville earlier. I'm pretty sure that's him. Driving 10 miles under the speed limit everywhere he goes. Brake lights. Ah, no. Damn it. Just getting comfortable going 63 miles an hour here. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That is a bunch of traffic. Well, that lane on the right's going to end. You see how the hash marks are so close together to my right? And there's more gap in between them on the left. So that either means the lane is ending or that lane is going to exit when the hash marks are so close together. So in case you didn't know that, now you know. The truck I just passed is still in that right lane. I don't know if he doesn't know that lane is going to end, but he's probably going to one over at the last second. No signal on. I'm watching him in my mirrors. Let's see if he exits the highway here, if he tries to cut people off behind me. Oh, he just got over. Oh, man. Now we're going to come to almost a complete stop here. Ooh, that's the police in that pickup truck there. Dang it. Oh, got 16 miles more on Interstate 70 here. I can't imagine Route 61 is going to be any better. That'll be after 4 o'clock by the time we hit that. Probably quarter after 4, maybe. Not ideal. Not sure why it's not playing through my speakers right now. Let me see if I can get that fixed up here. Currently in St. Louis, Missouri, just outside, just a little west of St. Louis right now. Not sure why my text-to-speech quit working on me here, but like, what is, so there's like no reason for that slowdown apparently. Back up to over 55 miles an hour now. And it's probably one little old lady going 30 miles an hour in the middle lane. Well, here comes the rain again. Uh-oh. All right, got some more lanes to work with here. Hopefully we can break up some of these piles of traffic here and increase speed.
Second slowdown within the next 4 miles.
Oh my gosh, another slowdown in 4 miles. It's pretty cool that I have this active traffic updates with the navigation here. Hogan, I almost went to work for them a couple times a while back. They don't really do any over-the-road stuff though, so I want to go to all 48 states. They did not go to all 48 states. That sign says westbound 70, be prepared to stop. Stop traffic ahead. Oh, I got 11 miles I got to get through. Wonder what's causing the stop traffic up here. Not showing anything on my navigation. No accident symbols, no construction symbols. Maybe it's just rush hour. Well, you can see the brake lights up ahead. They're all coming to a stop. Here we go. Once again, I usually put my 4-ways on. You see that truck up to the left with its 4-ways on. We do that. People's attention that we're coming to a stop. I recommend if you're in a car and the highway's coming to a stop, you put your 4-ways on, because you don't want to get rear-ended by a semi that weighs 80,000 pounds going 70 plus miles an hour. 4-ways do get our attention. Brake lights should, but sometimes they don't. Better to be safe than sorry. So, we did not. I turned my 4-ways off because we were increasing speed again. Maybe it's just the exit lanes that are jammed up that are causing us to slow down. That would be a best case scenario, really. But we'll see if we'll find out. Half the time there's major slowdowns, you come to a stop, and by the time you get up there, you never even find out why it was delayed. Definitely going to slow down in about a half a mile. Going about 45 miles an hour right now. So following distance is pretty much everything in these types of scenarios in a big truck and a car too. I mean, if you've got good following distance, you got time to make good decisions. So. Another good practice in rush hour traffic, you'll see a lot of cars swoop over, swerve over at the last second and barely fit in. So if that annoys you, one good tactic and strategy to use is if you just go 5 miles an hour slower than the flow of traffic, when people do cut you off with very little room like that, you're already increasing distance in between them the minute they cut you off. So if you get ticked off and rattled easy, try going 5 miles an hour less than the flow of traffic and watch your anxiety disappear. All right, here we go. Some four ways on now, but we were already pretty slowed up. All right, not sure why. I can see there's messages coming in. I cannot read them going down the highway, and my text-to-speech is not working for some reason, so apologize for that. I will try to get to the messages when I wrap this up. But hello, if you're just joining in, my name's Johnny Dangerously. I'm an over-the-road truck driver in the United States. Been driving truck for almost 20 years now. Currently a little west of St. Louis on Interstate 70. Heading to US Route 61. We're going to go north on there, up to Hannibal, Missouri. I'm going to run this live stream for maybe another 30 minutes or so. I usually try to come on here for about 2 hours at a time, give or take. Been going for over 90 minutes so far. But if you haven't already, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. I do come live. I try to do at least 3 to 4 times a week, sometimes more if and when I can. Don't usually have a lot of notice before I can do it, so but if you hit the subscribe button, you should get an alert when I go live. But it's always fun chatting with y'all on here. Apologies, I can't do that right now. The text-to-speech is not sure what happened. I hit a bump and one of my phones went flying off my dash, so it probably hit something, disconnected something, I'm not sure. Cannot handle, use, or mess with the phone going down the highway. That's definitely a big no-no. $2,750 fine from the law if I get caught, and then pretty much a termination from whatever company you're driving for. So I do not do that. Well, picking up speed again, that's definitely a good thing. Hopefully we're clear all the way to Route 61 here, 5.5 miles till we exit Interstate 70 here.
miles. Please use
Oh
caution.
yeah, I'm 5 miles from my exit, so that's probably what is jamming things up right now is that exit ramp. So oh. What is this? 64 Monday, 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. 70 west at 64. Why I think that's the wrong message on the wrong signboard there. I don't think Interstate 64 is anywhere near here. Oh, I bet you 64 runs crosses 70 here or something. I don't know. Less than 3 miles from my exit right now. Brake lights. Boy, man, oh man, the last 150 miles of this trip today has been fraught with delays. Well, so I guess 64 does cross 70 up here.
2 miles ahead, take exit 210B to US 61 North.
2 miles, I can see the brake lights coming on up there. Some CB chatter there. All right, 1.2 miles from my exit right now. So my navigation about got it right. It was putting me about a mile away. I'm 1.1 mile out now. So it looks like we got 64 and 61. I guess 61 is 64 for a while. Probably should
1 mile
have.
ahead,
Probably should have known that.
210B to US 61 North.
I was on here several times back in May and June, I think. So, ooh, this is going to be a long mile. Probably a lot of people up in the lane to my left trying to cut over at the last second to get around this pile of traffic here, and That's going to slow things down even more for pretty much everyone except for them. Well, over 20 miles an hour right now, so could be worse. So I generally try to leave a big gap of space in between me and the vehicle in front of me in these types of situations. No point in sealing it up and stopping people from being able to get over. Then the lane of traffic to the left is going to stop. They might get hit by somebody going 50 or 60 miles an hour. So it's just being a decent human being to let people in, give some space. It ends up working out quicker, keeping things moving quicker for everyone. So, and once again, following distance. Detour 61 north. What the hell does that mean? Uh-oh. I need 61.
0.3 miles ahead, take exit 210B to US 61 north.
Well, maybe it's just like an alternate route. I can't imagine 61 being completely closed. Maybe they shut it overnight. I don't know. So I was off the month of July. I left my previous job because they were a bunch of idiots. Couldn't take it another day. So I ended up taking the month of July off. So I haven't been running these routes for about 6 weeks now. It took me a couple weeks to get started at the new gig and get a truck and make it out this way. So
Take exit
if I hadn't quit, I'd probably be aware of what was going on out here with these routes. I-64 being shut for a couple weeks and whatever's going on with 61 here. So well, I got some pretty major construction going on coming from that other direction there. All right, gonna be wrapping this live stream up pretty shortly here. Maybe another 15, 20 minutes or so, maybe. I do have to pull off and stop to make that happen, so got to get far enough outside of the major city limits here, though. Not looking too bad on Route 61 right now. I'm going 62 into 60, and they are going a lot faster than that in the right lane. Truck in front of me going 61 right now. I can live with that. Well, I got about 71 miles left on this trip. Should be able to pull in there in about an hour and 15 minutes, so not too shabby. I should be free and clear of any massive rush hour types of situations at this point. Only unforeseen accidents or whatever would be an issue at this point.
Sudhanshu Sharma 3476 says, where are you right now?
I'm near, I think, somewhere on US 61. I want to say Wentzville, maybe, Wentzville, Missouri. So just outside of the St. Louis metro area right now. On my way to Hannibal, Missouri.
Sudhanshu Sharma 3476 says, safe journey.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. Or miss, I'm not sure. But yeah, always take the safe way for sure. But heading up to Hannibal, Missouri right now. Got a delivery to make a little more than an hour. I should be there, and got to move 100 miles down the road to somewhere in Iowa. That's my next trip to pick up, and I haven't really looked at too much of that information yet, but looking still a little overcast out right now. It's about 81 degrees out. Humidity wasn't too crazy today, so pretty nice day. Somewhat. Did rain when I was down in Kentucky and Indiana earlier today, so I think it's going to rain a little more before the day's over, and maybe I can have a dry day at some point. Tight little curve there. Well, it does appear my text-to-speech is working again, so I'm not sure why it quit working or why it started working again, but I'm happy for that. I'm going to be wrapping this live stream up in probably 20 minutes or so, give or take. I do have to find a place to pull off in order to do that, so. But I want to thank everyone for joining in and all your chats and comments and everything. And it's so much fun to be at work and chat with people from all across the country and the world. So thanks for that. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. I do come live 3 or 4 times a week, more if I can. Don't really get much heads up or notice when I'm going to be able to come on here and do this, so there's a lot of things that have to fall into place for me to be able to do this. It does take a lot of energy to do my job safely and be able to do this at the same time, so the conditions have to be pretty much just right. routing has to be right and all that good stuff. But if you hit the subscribe button, you should get an alert when I do go live, since I can't really give much notice prior to that. I do put a lot of other short videos and long videos up as well, so. Well, losing some momentum on this little hill here. I'm pretty heavy right now. Now, here comes a little rain. Then it'll probably be pouring when I make it to my delivery. Just in time to get soaked right before I call it a day and go back to bed. So hopefully that won't be the case. So in Missouri, they often put the rumble strips right on the fog line. So the guy to my left was riding on some rumbles there. Ooh, I was almost, well, I did ride him for half a second there. So most states put the rumble strips to the right of the white line, the fog line there. Missouri puts them right in that line. Man, that steakhouse looks pretty good right now. Maybe I'll get off this exit here. Oops, going a little quick there. Well, nice and quiet out here now that we're outside of the St. Louis metro area, so pretty glad about that. Hopefully it'll be smooth sailing the rest of the way up to Hannibal, Missouri here. I'm going to be wrapping this live stream up momentarily. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Do appreciate it. And I appreciate you guys checking my live stream out, so. So I'm trying to find a decent exit ramp where I can bang the shoulder to wrap this up and get straight back on the highway. Some of these, you can't get right back on the highway, and that's not what I'm looking for. Not really any rest areas or anything up on this route. Like that exit there would have been very, very bad. That sound was just letting me know that pickup truck was there when I put my signal on, but all kinds of safety devices, warning signals, sounds on these newer trucks. Currently driving a 2025 Freightliner Cascadia. Basically a common fleet vehicle for big companies. It's not like a long-nosed Peterbilt with the loud, roaring loud Jake brakes. Nothing that fancy. Nothing I'm driving, so. Oh, man. These trucks do not take bumps in the road anywhere near as nicely as cars do. This truck takes the bumps so badly, I had to super glue my mount to the windshield to keep my phone from continuously falling off while I'm doing these live streams. So if you were on yesterday morning when I tried to do one, it was quite miserable. Not quite sure why my 2025 handles worse than the 2023 I had been driving, but does seem to be the case. Well, looks like maybe some clear skies ahead. $62-mile-an-hour car in front of me. See if they get off. Then I'll get off the highway here. I'm going to get around them. Whoop, now they're going 64. I guess I'll stay put for a minute. Well, hoping to see a sign for a truck stop, so that's my backup. If I can't pull straight back on the highway, I can at least get turned around at the truck stop when I wrap this live stream up. Mark Twain Cave, that was a billboard for Mark Twain Cave in Hannibal there. I've never spent any time in Hannibal to check out any of that stuff, so one of these days, maybe I will. truck in front of me, 59 miles an hour. I'm gonna get around this guy. Oh, see some brake lights up here. Alright, getting out left lane. Well, I'm sure hoping it's dry when I get to my delivery. Oh crap, I could have turned in there. Son of a gun. Well, starting to rain a little harder now. The skies are getting clearer and it starts raining even more. Dang it. That car is going very slow. Not close enough to get a speed read yet, but I'm going to say less than 55 miles an hour would be my guess. Let's put a radar on them when I get in range here. Oh, I slightly got them for half a second there. 58 miles an hour on that. 61 now. 62. Probably texting and driving and going slow when they're texting and speed up in between messages. I expect them to probably slow down again. So they're up to 65 now. 64. 65, 4. $68 now. 69. I must really be done sending the message. Now they're riding high in their lane, almost crossing a zipper there. Ooh, if I was a cop, I would pull them over.
Alexandra Luciano Q4B says, hello everyone, I'm back. Alexandra Luciano Q4B said hi.
Hi, Alexandra. Welcome back. Now this car is down to 57 miles an hour. Now they're back up to 65. Wow, what a freaking nutcase this car is in front of me. Getting up close to the zipper again. Put your phone down, people. Going to be wrapping this live stream up in a few minutes here, as soon as I can find an exit to pull off at here. Hopefully we'll be back on in a day or two. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit the subscribe button.
Alexandra Luciano Q4B says, where are you going?
Heading up to Hannibal, Missouri for delivery here in about 45 to 50 minutes. So I'm going to head over to Iowa for my next pickup. So I just went through St. Louis a little while ago. Took forever to get through there, lost a lot of time, so another bull hauler there. Passing me on the left.
Alexandra Luciano Q4B says, a lot of people.
Well, I'm going to get off this next exit here. I got two batteries about to die on the live stream phone here, and if that happens, I won't be able to upload the stream to make it public after the fact. So, but hey, thanks for joining in, everyone.
Alexandra Luciano Q4B says, be careful, police.
You got it, Alexandra, always. Thanks for coming back on here. Sorry, I got to wrap this up right now, but hopefully I'll be back on here in a day or two. Everyone else watching out there, thank you for joining in. Thanks for all your comments, conversations, and everything going on the highway. Super cool. So I'm going to hit the shoulder of this exit here. But hopefully, I don't know what my whole day is looking like tomorrow. Not sure if I'll be able to get on tomorrow or not, but hopefully if not tomorrow, definitely Friday. Alright. But so much fun coming on here doing this, hanging out with y'all.
Alexandra Luciano Q4B says, yes, sir.
Alright, got a nice little area here to pull off at. All right, that's going to do it for the live stream today. Once again, thanks for joining in. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I will chat at you in a day or two. Have a great day. Bye.